Getting rolling, getting your Comic-Con on, getting started.
That we are.
That's great. That's awesome.
So what can you tease about the upcoming season and how it differs and changes from the first two?
Well, I think one of the big differences is we're only doing 10 episodes this season by design, and so the narrative velocity is much faster. It just felt like in season 2 that it was hard. It was hard to sustain 13 episodes as well as we wanted, and I think moving to a 10-episode model is much better for this show. I think that the show needs to be kinetic, and this season is definitely kinetic. As in season 3, there's really no doubt that there's Strigoi out there. There's no doubt, there's no denial anymore that it's a threat. It's sort of like smoking. Everybody realizes now that smoking's bad, and it just the season's really about sort of full tilt war. It's like can the humans fight the Strigoi out of New York, and sort of as New York goes, so goes the world. And I'm really excited about it. I directed the season finale. It was the first time I've ever directed. I was super engaged. It's really cool. I don't know. I'm really proud of the season. I think it's the best season of the show, and I'm pretty engaged.
Did you always know that you were going to expand beyond the books? Because I know you've said in the past this is a 5-season show and 3 books. Did you always know you were going to go your own way?
Yeah, I mean, my style as a showrunner is a very organic one. I love the collaborative nature of television. So in concert with writers in a writer's room, and then you start working on stories and other ideas come up, and you don't want to be like eliminating good ideas just because they're not in the books. And also, I've been writing the show with Chuck Hogan, who was the co-author of the book, and both Chuck and Guillermo have been very open about moving away from the books. The books exist. I think the story exists in one form, and no one will ever be able to take that away or change that. I think that just doing a straight-up adaptation of the television show that didn't change things up would not be very interesting, and I don't think it would actually be that fun to watch. I think it's just it would be very expected, and it would be, and I feel like the virtue of all of us kind of rethinking the material as a TV series has been, to kind of add this whole other layer of creative energy to the process, and it's been really fun. So you can watch the TV show. It exists independent of the books, and also if you've read the books, you will not. You won't feel like, oh, I've seen this before. There's a lot of really good new stuff that's in, new characters, new situations and stuff in there. And honestly, Guillermo and Chuck have been big contributors to the evolution of the show.
Could you talk a little bit about the new stuff you've added specifically for season 3?
Well, I think that there's a couple of new characters, Justine and Dutch, who don't exist in the books, who have huge roles in this season. The whole kind of Justine as a character who is trying to hold New York together while the Strigoi are kind of gaining more and more power. And her position, both kind of as a kind of a demagogue leader in a collapsing society, doesn't exist in the books, and I think it's a really great storyline. There's also some new romance in the show in season 3 that is really cool and we're excited about. I think even if things are dark in the show, there's lots of heart and humanity, and that's something that in humor we try to make sure that the show is not. I mean, I think if the show was just straight and bleak, it would be not good.
Seems like the romance never ends.
What?
It seems like romance never ends well in this show.
Well, maybe not so far, but you gotta hold out hope. Yes, there's. It doesn't, I don't want to say too much, but that. I think you won't feel like your legs were cut out from under you if you invest in the romance in the season.
Talk to us about the directorial experience. What were the challenges? What were some of the things you loved?
It was awesome. I love my job as a writer and showrunner, and feel like there is I have like all the creative responsibility I want in that job, but I just felt like it was time to do it, and it was physically arduous. I mean, we were in Toronto, there were 3 snowstorms, I shot all night for 4 nights, but it was also really energizing, and it was really fun to really collaborate with the actors on a moment-by-moment basis as opposed to kind of bigger picture, which is what I do as a showrunner. So that was really fun. Those were the things I loved. I think I'm getting me a high sign
You
here.
are.
You got a picture for so